it's another beautiful day as I welcome you to Menalights TV. So today the question that we have is the diagram shows a window of a college hall in the shape of a semicircle mounted on a rectangle. So calculate the area of the window. So this is the window that we have, and then when you look at it critically, the shape involves what? A rectangle and what? A semicircle. The shape that involves, one we have what? A rectangle, and then the other one is what? It's a semicircle. So for us to find the area of the window, we need to find the area of the rectangle plus the area for the semicircle. So when you come to the rectangle, the area is given as the length times what? The width. So from the question, our length here is the 14 centimeters that we have, and then our width or the breadth is 5 centimeters. So there we can have our 14 centimeters times the 5 centimeters. So 14 times 5 will give us 70 centimeters squared. So this 70 centimeters squared is the area of the rectangle that we have. Now we have to find the area of what? The semicircle that we have. So for us to find the area of a circle, we use the formula pi radius square. So this pi radius square is the area of what? The circle. Now the circle is what? It's a semicircle. That means we have to divide what? This by 2. Or the answer that we get, we have to divide it by 2. So the pi is not given, so we can take our pi to be equal to 22 out of 7. Now when you look at this, the semicircle is sitting on the rectangle. So the length of the rectangle here is what? Is 14 centimeters. So it means the length here is also what? 14 centimeters, which is the diameter. So for us to find the area, we need what? A radius. So from there we can reduce our radius to be equal to 7 centimeters. So the radius there is what? 7 centimeters. So we have our radius as 7 centimeters. So we now have 22 over 7, which is the pi, times the radius square. So the radius, 7 centimeters times another 7 centimeters. So all this divided by 2. We are divided by 2 because it's what? It's a semicircle. So here, this 7 will cancel the 7 that we have here. Then we are left with 22 times 7 centimeters. So 22 times 7 centimeters, all divided by 2. So 22 times 7 will give us 154 centimeters squared. So this 154 centimeters squared divided by 2. So when divided by 2, the result will be 77 centimeters squared. So the 77 centimeters squared is the area of the semicircle that we have here. Now for us to find the area of the complete shape, then it will be the area of the rectangle plus the area of what? The semicircle. So the area of the rectangle here is what? 70 centimeters squared, and then the area of the semicircle here is what? 77 centimeters squared. The shape is going to be 70 centimeters squared plus 77 centimeters squared. So the 70 centimeters squared is the area of the rectangle, then plus the area of the semicircle, which is the 77 centimeters squared. Then all we are going to get is, so what we have is 147 centimeters squared. So the 147 centimeters squared is the area of the shape that we have from the beginning. Another diagram here, we have to find the area of the diagram above. So when you look at this diagram, we can identify a rectangle here and then a triangle. So for us to find the area of this, it means the area of the rectangle plus the area of the triangle that we have there. So the rectangle is having a dimension of 15 centimeters by 20 centimeters. And then the triangle, the base here is 15 centimeters. Since it is sitting on this. So the same distance here, the distance AB is the same as the distance DC. So this is the base of the triangle. So the base here is the same as this base, so it becomes what, 15. And the height here is 8 centimeters. So for us to find the area of this, then it is what, the area of the rectangle plus the area of what, the triangle. So the area of the rectangle is giving us area, length times width. So our length here is 15 centimeters times the width 20 centimeters. So 15 times 20 will give us 300 centimeters squared. So 15 times 2, 30. So 300 centimeters squared here. Then we come to the triangle. So we know that the area of a triangle is giving us half times the base times what? The height. Half times the base times the height. So half of the base is the 15 centimeters times the height of 8 centimeters. So what we have there is 2 go into itself once and go here 4 times. So 2 go into 8 4 times. So 4 times 15 or 15 times 4 will give us 60 centimeters or square. So here we have the 60 centimeters or square. Then plus, so 300 centimeters square plus 60 centimeters square. And that is going to give us, so and this is going to give us 360 centimeters squared as the area of what? This shape that we have here. We calculate the curved surface area of this cone as well as the volume of the cone. In order to find the curved surface area of a cone, we have to know how the net of the cone looks like. So this is the net of the cone. So we have the circular base here, that's what we have here, and this is the curved surface. So the curved surface area that you are asked to find is about this particular one. So when you look at it, this is the slant height. So we call this height the slant height, and this is the normal height that we have here. Then we have what? A radius. So for us to find the curved surface area of a cone, we use the formula curved surface area, which is equal to pi radius and then the slant height. So that is the pi times the radius times what? The slant height. So from the question, we have the pi, which is equal to 22 out of 7. The radius, which is equal to 7 centimeters. And then we have our slant height, the L, which is 11 centimeters. So as you can see from here, the slant height here is 11 centimeters, the radius 7 centimeters, and then the pi, which is 22 out of 7. So we are now going to put these figures into the equation to see the result that we get. So the pi, which is 22 out of 7, times the radius. And the radius given is 7 centimeters. So 7 centimeters here times the slant height, which is 11 centimeters. So now that we have this, what we have to do is this 7 will cancel the 7 that we have here. So 7 will go to itself 1 and go here 1 time as well. So we have 22 centimeters times 11 centimeters. So the 22 times 11 is giving us 242. So we have a 242 centimeters or square. So this 242 centimeters square is the curved surface area of the cone that we have. If the slant height is 11, the radius is what? 7 centimeters. So we come to the volume of a cone. So volume of a cone is giving us 1/3 pi radius squared, and then the height. 1/3 of pi radius squared, and then the height. So that is to say that 1/3 of what? The area of the circular base times what? The height of the cone. And in this case, it's not the slant height, but the height that you have here, so this height is what, so the area of this base times what, the height that you have here, that's what we call the volume of what, a cylinder. If you want to know how this formula came about, you can as well search for that video on the channel. We have a video on it, how to derive the formula for finding the volume of what, a cone, as well as the curved surface area of what, of a cone. The videos are there. So the volume of a cone is given as 1/3 of what, pi radius square h. So from the question, we know that our pi is equal to 22 out of 7. So the pi is 22 out of 7, the radius is 7 centimeters, and the height here is 9 centimeters. So let's put the values or start putting the values in to see what we have. So here we have the 1/3 times the pi, which is 22 out of 7, times the radius squared. That is radius times radius. So it becomes 7 centimeters times 7 centimeters times the height of what? 9 centimeters. So the height of 9 centimeters there. So here, these 3 can go into the 9 that we have here 3 times. Then the 7 here will go into this 7 1 time. So what we have left is 1 times 22 times 7 times 3. So we have the 22 centimeters times 7 centimeters times 3 centimeters there. So 22 times 7 times 3 centimeters is going to give us 462 centimeters cubed. So we have the 462. So this 462 centimeters cubed is the volume of this cone that we have here if the radius is 7 centimeters and the height here is what? 9 centimeters.